what's up YouTube? In this video I'm going to be showing you how to make a nice little pixel art version of the Xbox 360. It's going to be very similar to the other handheld consoles that I've showed you guys how to make in the past. If you want to make it, here's what you're going to need. You will need black wall, dark grey wall, light grey, white, and you will also need both types of green, lime wool and the dark green as well. And once you have all of those colours right there, and once you've figured out where you want to make it, I'm going to be making it right here, you're going to want to start this off by doing 11 black blocks in a row on the floor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like that. What you then want to do once you have your row of 11 black wool is this. Come over to the left hand side of your row of 11 and starting from the first block, block number 1, do 2 up left diagonals. So 1 and 2. On top of the second up left diagonal, you want to go up by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up on top of that diagonal by 13. 1, 3, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Once you have your row of 13, you then want to do an up left diagonal. And place 8 on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then, once you have your row of 8, starting from the top block, you want to go right by 1. Then go up by 1. Once you've went up by 1, you want to return to this block, the one that you just went right with, and from the block you want to do a bottom right diagonal. And go to the right by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which should give you something in total, which should look a little bit like this. Before we get a little bit too ahead of ourselves, I just want to show you what the general shape should look like. We've not done too much, but we have done quite a few long rows. So this is what you want to have so far, and I can probably even outline the length of all of those rows for you. So we started off with 11, and then we have in total a row of 9, the first row going up vertical, followed by a row of 14, followed by a row of 9. Once you've done all of that, we can continue, and we're going to continue from the bottom this time. We're going to come all the way down to the bottom, and this time we're going to start on the right hand side. It's just a little easier to build up than it is down, or it is for me at least. So starting from this 11th block right here, you want to do an upright diagonal. And go to the right by 1. And go up on top of that right block by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then from that 9th block you want to do an up left diagonal. And go up on top of that up left diagonal by 13. 1, 3, 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Then from that 13th block, do an upright diagonal. And go up on top of that diagonal by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from that 8th block, to finish this whole little section off, you just want to go to the left by 1, which should join everything together and give you something which should look a little bit like this. This is the shape that you want to have formed. Once you've done that, we can continue on, and of course, pause this if necessary, if you are still working on that. So coming up to the top left hand corner of our Xbox, this is what you want to do from this block right here. It should be quite obvious what block we're going to be starting from. It's even poking out at you. So starting from this block, you want to do 3 upright diagonals. So 1, 2, 3. On top of the third upright diagonal, you want to go up by 1. You then want to do a further 6 upright diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally 6. From that 6th upright diagonal, you want to go to the right by 1. Then do another upright diagonal and go to the right by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals. So 1 and 2. Go down from that second bottom right diagonal by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see what I mean about building down? It really is awkward. Let me just show you the shape that you want to have formed on the top of your Xbox so that we can go back down to the bottom and build up instead. I really do prefer it. So this is what you want to have for the top part of your Xbox. Very easy. The 2 longest rows right there, the one on the top, the one on the right, they are both 10. Everything else you can quite easily work out. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you're happy with that, let's return back down to the bottom right hand corner of our Xbox, can we? A lot better. So, starting from this block right here, you guys should be able to find this without too much trouble. You want to just go right of this block by 1 with your black. That might help you out a little bit. And once you've went to the right by 1 with your black, you want to do, from that black, you want to do 8 upright diagonals from the black. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. On top of that 8th upright diagonal, you want to go up by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then, from that 7th block, you want to do an up left diagonal. And here's the cool part with this. Once you've done this up left diagonal here, you just want to do a very long row of black wool directly on top of it until it connects with the row of black wool that we did going down a little bit earlier. So you're going to want to have something which should look a little bit like this. Very simple. And you should note that that long row of black wool that we've just done, the top of it should just be in line with the row that is parallel to it on the left. Although, you know what, there's actually no possibility of going wrong with it. It doesn't matter. As long as you followed it up to there, there's no way that you could have possibly went wrong. So, pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've finished doing that, we just have a little bit more of the outline to add before we start moving into a few details. So, come up to this block right here, this nice little corner block. You guys should be able to identify where we are quite easily. And from this corner block, what you essentially want to do is do upright diagonals with your black wool until eventually the last upright diagonal that you would do will connect to the right hand side of your Xbox. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like that. Of course you could count them out, but there's really no point. This is what you want to have in total, and I know there is a little bit dark, but this is what you want to have. Once I come back with the daylight, we're just going to spend time filling in each individual section of our Xbox. We'll start with the easiest and work our way to the hardest. Back in a moment. Alright, so now that we have the general shape out of the way, it's now time for us to add in a few of the details. So come up to this top panel right here, the smallest panel of your Xbox, and locate this black block right here. It shouldn't take you a moment. Once you've found this block, this is what you want to do. Do an up left diagonal from the block. Then go left of your diagonal until the row of black wool that you've just formed connects diagonally to the upper left part of the outline of your Xbox. So you want something like this. This is what you want to do next. So come over to the left hand side of the row that you've just made, and on top of the first block, starting from the left, you want to do a white wall. Then go right of that white wall with your dark grey until you have covered all of the black wool up. Then continue going right of the dark grey with your black by 2, so 1, 2. Like so. What you then want to do is come back over to the left again, and on top of the first dark grey wall, place a single white wall. Then take out your black and go right of that white and just do a row of black wool that sits directly on top of the previous rows of dark grey and black. So you want something which should look a little bit like that. This is what you want to do. This is what you want to do next. Come up to the top left-hand part of the black row that you've just formed, and do 2 light grey going up from the first black block. What you then want to do is just 2 rows of black directly on top of the black wool that you just had below, so you just want to have something which should look like that. Continuing on, coming up to the top left-hand corner of our black again, you want to just do a single light grey wool, starting from here, then take out your dark grey and just do dark grey all on top of the black of the downward row. Then go right of this and dark grey by 1 with your black. Then come all the way over to the left hand side again, and on top of this first dark grey wool, just place a single white wool. Then go right of the white wool with your black, like this, until you overhang the previous row that we had by 1 with your black wool. So you just want to have something which should look like that. Continuing on, coming up to the top left hand side again, you want to, starting from on top of this first black wool, do 1 single white wool. Then take out your dark grey again and just do dark grey directly on top of the previous black wool. And then go right of that end dark grey block by 1 with your black, like that. Then come back over to the left hand side again, and do again 1 white wool, then go right of that white with your dark grey until again you've placed dark grey all on top of the previous row of colours that you've just done, and finish it off by going right of the dark grey by 1 with your black. So you want to have something which should, so far, look a bit like this. We're actually almost done. I should have probably shown you a shot about halfway through, but honestly I don't think it is that complicated. I think I'm making it seem a little hard, but really it's quite easy. Continuing on. Coming back up to the top, again starting from the left hand side, do a single light grey wool, followed by a white going right, then take out your black and just do a row of black that sits on top of the previous row, except just hangs over it by 1 on the right. So in total, you want to have something which should look a little bit like this, and quite honestly, this is one of the harder parts of the panels. This is one of the harder sections, so once this is out of the way, the next few bits are relatively easy. That's a lie. Once you've done that, we can continue on. Where shall we begin? Let's continue on with this right side here. So, you want to locate this block right here. It should be quite simple to find for you. Once you found this block, this is what you want to do. Take out your dark grey and go up on top of this block by 2 with your dark grey. Then go right 1. Then up 1, then right 1, then up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1, and just keep repeating that until you eventually reach the end of the line right there with your dark grey. So you just want to do that little pattern starting from there and ending there. It's very easy. You should just have like a stair shape with your dark grey. Once you've done that, we can just finish this whole little section off here. So come down to here, the bottom of our panel, and starting from the left hand side here, you just want to fill these 2 spaces in here with light grey, and then what you want to do is go right of this bottom light grey by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And what you should have once all of that's been completed is something that should look exactly like this. The whole rest of this section will be filled in with white wool, which I'll be doing in mass a little bit later on. So once you've fully taken care of that whole upper section, we can continue on. We're going to go and take care of that right panel. So as always, pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've finished doing that, let's make our way over to the right hand side here. So we're going to be starting at the very bottom. You want to locate this block right here. You want to take out your light grey wool and you want to form this shape. Just form that shape first of all. What you then want to do is, going up on top of this block right here, is you just kind of want to outline the black wall of the, well, outline of your Xbox. You want to do this. It's kind of difficult to put into words, quite honestly, but you just want to do this with your light grey wall. Like that. And you want to do that to the left part of the inside of that panel. And once you've done that to the left, you want to do a very similar thing to the right hand side. So coming over to the right hand side here, starting from this block, just take out your light grey and do this. It's okay, I'll show you what I've done once I have done it. It's probably a little easier to grasp, you know, what I've done and what I'm doing after I've actually completed it. See, it's a lot more apparent there what I've done. So you just want to kind of just outline the black wall of, well, of the outline with your light grey like that. Very easy. Once you've done that, we've just got a couple more things to do. I think we will probably start with the harder part first. So come over to the bottom of this long row of 16 light grey wall that we have here, and starting from this bottom block, you just want to go left of it with your white wall by 2. 1, 2. Then take out your light grey and go to the left by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then go down by 2. 1, 2. So you should just have a nice little corner shape, like this, a sideways L. This is what you want to do next. Do 4 light grey wool in this position right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kinda hard to explain, easy to see what I've just done. What you then want to do is just place 3 light grey wool on top of the 3 right hand light grey blocks that we have here. What you then want to do, starting on top of this most right block of our row of 3, is just go up by 2 with your light grey. So 1, 2, like that. And I know it's a little bit dark, but you should be able to see it easy enough. Once you've done that, you should have just formed a shape which should look exactly like this. Bit of a weird shape, but honestly that is the most difficult part of this section. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've taken care of that, we just have a couple of vents to add. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so vent number 1. Come down to the bottom of your panel, where we have this sticky out light grey here, and on top of this light grey, you want to go up on top of it by 1 with your white wall. Then by 1 with your black. Then from this black wall, you want to do upright diagonals until you connect the left hand side of this panel to the right hand side of the panel. So you want to have something which should look like that. What you then want to do once you have your black diagonals is just place both a white wall, which I'm doing now, and then a black wall on top of the white of your original row of black wool. So you want to have something which should look exactly like that. Once you've achieved the first row, place a single white on top of all of the black and then a black on top of the white. Very easy. Once you've done that to the bottom, and as always, pause this if necessary of course, it's time for us to go and do a very similar thing up at the top. So coming up to the top here, you want to come and locate this block right here, this black wall. Go down from this black wall with your white wall by 2. So 1, 2. Then place a single black coming down. Then from this black wall, you want to do upright diagonals with your black until the left hand side of this panel connects to the right hand side. This might seem a little familiar to you. You might even guess what we have to do next. Once you have your, well, black upright diagonals connecting from the left to the right hand side, you then want to place a single white wall underneath every single black wall, and then place a black wall underneath every single white wall. So you want to have something which should look very similar to what we have down at the bottom of the panel, and that's exactly what you want to have. So pause that if necessary of course. Once you've done that, you have actually 100% completed this right hand panel here. You should have something which should in total look like this. Very easy. The rest of that will just be filled in with white wool. Very simple indeed. We just have the main panel to do now, and quite honestly it's probably going to be the most irritating, but what can you do? What can you do? Continuing on. So moving over to our final panel, you want to start by coming down to the very bottom, our original row of 11. And this is what you want to do. On top of the row of 11 black wool, just place a row of 11 light grey wool, like so. And once you've placed your row of 11 light grey wool, you just want to place a single light grey on top of the left and right end of the row of 11 grey wool, like that. And then fill the middle section in between the left and right light grey in with black wool, like so. Then place 2 black wool coming directly up from those single light grey wool. Then, starting from either end of the second black wool, it doesn't matter the left or the right hand side, do a row of black wool that connects diagonally to the left and right hand sides of our two black wool. It's kind of really difficult to explain. I feel as though I kind of talked my way around in a circle there, but really easy. That is what you want to do. Just a nice little oval shape, like that. This is what you want to do next. So locate the 3 middle blocks of this row of black wool that we have here. I'm pretty sure it's these 3, we'll have to eyeball it. Place 3 white wool on top of the 3 middle blocks. Yeah, that's right, I'm about right, that's pretty much definitely the center. On top of the 3 white wool that you want to place 3 dark grey wool. Then, starting from the left hand side of the 3 dark grey, do 2 up left diagonals, so 1 and 2. On top of the second up left diagonal, go up by 2, 1, 2. Then do 2 up right diagonals, so 1, 2. Go to the right of the second upright diagonal by 2, 1, 2. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so 1 and 2. Go down from the second bottom right diagonal by 2, 1, 2. Then finish this all off by doing a single bottom left diagonal, so everything should connect back to each other. You should have a nice dark grey circle, like that. Very easy indeed. Once you've taken care of that, this is what you want to do next. So we will start with, let's start with the left hand side. So coming up from this single dark grey wool that we have on the top left hand, well, not really a corner of our circle, but because that doesn't really make sense, but this block right here, go up on top of it with your white by 2, 1, 2. Then do this little colour combination, do 1 black, still going up, 1 white, 1 black, like so. And then just extend this white wool out to the left and right by 1 with your black wool, like that. Then go up on top of this top black wool with your white by 1. And then do this little colour combination going up. Do 1 black, 1 dark grey, 1 light grey, 1 white, 1 black, like so. And what you then want to do is just extend out the 3 colours between the 2 black to the left and the right, each by 1 with your black wool, like that. Again, kinda hard to explain, but really easy to see what I'm getting at. Once you've done that, we pretty much want to do the exact same thing, except 1 block higher than, well, where we've just made it. So coming up to the top here, where we have this single black wool, do a single white wool on top of it, and then do the little colour combination again. Do 1 black, 1 dark grey, 1 light grey, 1 white, then 1 black, like so. And then again, you just want to do the single black wool on the left and right hand side of those 3 colours. So you just want to have something which should look a bit like this. And just to show you what that whole little section should look like in total, that's exactly what you want to have. Very easy indeed. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've taken care of that, it's now time for us to do the next little bit of detail. So this time starting on top of the right hand side of our circle, on top of this single dark grey block, this is what you want to do. Do 2 white wool coming up. Then do this combination of colours. It's going to be quite a long combination. Do 1 black wool, 1 dark grey, 1 light grey, 1 dark grey, then do 6 light grey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then do 1 white, one light grey, one white, one black, one light grey, and finally one black. So you want to have something which should look a little bit like this. And once you've done that, you want to do something similar to what we did on the left hand side here. You're just going to want to do black wall to the left and to the right of every single one of the colours in the sequence, except the blacks that we have on the end, which should give you something which should look exactly like this. Pause this if necessary, of course. Once you've taken care of that, we only have a couple of things left to do here. So let me see, how shall we do this? Alright, so come up to the top left hand corner of this panel first, and you just want to start this off by placing 3 white wool right there, like that. Place those and then come down to the bottom of the panel. Right here. Starting from this black wool that we have here, this is what you want to do with your light grey, and as a matter of fact, I'm just going to do it and then show you guys what it will look like. It's actually really easy. It's quite self-explanatory, really, so let me just show you. So you want to do this with your light grey. It's not really what we did like on the previous panel, like outlining the black wool, but it's pretty similar. Should be easy enough to emulate just by looking at it. Once you've done that with your light grey wool, this is what you want to do next. So come to here, where we have these 2 black wool. Place light grey directly on top of both of those black wool. And then on top of this left light grey, do this sequence of blocks going directly up. Do 1 light grey, and then 5 white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Then do 2 light grey. 1, 2. Then 3 white wool. 1, 2, 3. Then do 1 light grey. Then do 5 white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 1 light grey. Then do 5 white wool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, do a single light grey, which should give you something which should look exactly like this. Very easy indeed. Nothing too complicated about that. We just have 2 little things left to do now. So come down to our little black oval right here. And this is what you want to do. Starting from the right hand side here, the bottom right hand corner, do this with your white wool. Do 2 white wool directly next to those 2 black there. And then going left of this upper white wool, do 3 white wool. So 1, 2, 3. Like so. Once you've placed those white, you then just want to fill the entire rest of our little oval shape in with light grey. Like that. Very easy. Once you've done that, we just have one thing left to do, and that is just fill in the power button here. And I'm not going to try and throw any explanation at the power button. I'm just going to fill it in and then show you guys the end result. That's probably going to be the easiest thing for everybody. So you're going to want to do something which should look exactly like this, and that is the power button. Once you've done that, and as always, pause this if necessary of course, you need to give yourself a bit of a pat on the back, because that, throw some wool out for one's homies, because that is the final panel of the Xbox 100% complete. That is exactly what it should look like. Pause this if necessary of course. Once you're sure that yours looks exactly like this, the only thing that we have left to do, and the darkness is clawing in at the perfect time, the only thing that we have left to do now is just fill every single other block in with white wool. All of those 3 empty sections just have to be filled in completely with white. Once I've done that, I'll be back to show you what it will look. So this is what it should look like once you have completely filled in your Xbox. As I said, the only thing that I've done there is just filled in all of the available space in with white wool. Very simple, very easy. And if you've managed to make it this far in the tutorial, give yourself a bit of a pat on the back. Hopefully you're looking at exactly what I'm looking at, a nice finished Xbox. There's nothing more for me to show you with this tutorial. Hopefully you guys managed to make this easy enough with little trouble. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.